Fresh and Fit has become one of the most popular, viral, and controversial podcasts and YouTube channels on the internet. But what you might not know is it almost didn't happen. And it probably wouldn't have happened had I not helped Myron make the $40,000 that he needed to actually start the podcast. And this was happening at a time when he was about to get fired from his job at Homeland Security, while he was investigating one of the biggest human trafficking operations in Miami history. This is a crazy story that's never been told before. Make sure you watch the whole video and find out what happened. Let's go. All right, so I'm here at Fresh and Fit's studio, the studio for the podcast with my man, Myron.
How you doing, man?
You know, and I'm just so proud of everything you built, you and your man, because I know where you came from.
Yeah.
You were just working your regular job. You were looking for another way to make money, and you were able to do that, but be able to build into what you built, right?
Yeah.
You have, how many subscribers you have now?
We have about 719, almost 720,000 subscribers now.
That's just on YouTube. Like,
Yeah.
You're big on other platforms, the whole podcast. Can you talk about like how this was built, man? Let's start from the beginning.
Prior to this, I was a special agent of Homeland Security investigation. I started my career in Laredo, Texas, and then I came to Miami, Florida. So I started in 2014, spent 4 years there, then came to Miami, Florida, and I started doing cases here. And I met you in February of 2019.
Okay.
And I remember because in December of 2018, there was some allegations made while I was on the job. I ended up beating everything, got cleared of any misconduct. But what it made me realize is that nothing is certain. The only way that you're gonna be able to really have financial security is when you're the one creating it for yourself. I said, you know what? I'm gonna start a side business just in case. I'm really big into fitness. I love working out. I've been studying it for the better part of a decade. So I was like, you know what? Let's do it. But I didn't really know how to do it with internet marketing, everything else like that. You're a federal agent. You're like arresting drug dealers and criminals.
Right.
Like, you don't know nothing about the internet. So I went to the summit that you had in Miami.
The Online Trainer Summit.
Yes. And I had been watching your videos from even before, way back when you were in that apartment.
Yeah.
You had that shitty ass lighting. The down lighting.
From the hallway, that was the hallway.
Inspired me to get in shape, and then you started getting in shape, and then obviously I met you fast forward to 2019. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you joined my program.
I was able to do that while simultaneously still being a federal agent. So I started the fitness business. I called it Unplug Fitness, exactly, yeah. And then when I started, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should enter the YouTube market. I got on YouTube, started making fitness content. I noticed that fitness wasn't hitting as hard. And I looked at all the other fitness channels I used to watch back in the day, and I noticed they were on more lifestyle, vlogging, and dating. And I was like, I am a womanizer, but no one really knows about it. So I started making content on like male self-improvement and dating, which is like hand in hand. So we started doing content on like, we told guys the reality, listen, yes, game is important. Yes, having money is important. Yes, being in shape is important. So we put everything together. Yeah. You just need to become the best version of yourself to get the most girls so that you're marketable to all different types of chicks. Because there are some chicks, as you know, that will only deal with you if you have money. There's some girls that only deal with you if you're in shape. There's some girls that only deal with you if you're a smooth operator. Why not have all of it? I met my guy, Fresh Prince CEO. He was really good with using Instagram and leveraging the internet to get girls. And a lot of people don't know Instagram is like the #1 dating app.
When you meet Fresh and you think about starting this podcast together, how much money were you making?
At this point with my fitness business, I was making $10,000 to $20,000 a month on the side. As a side
what you learned in my high ticket trainer.
Yeah, I had barely like 1,000 followers on Instagram. The job was very busy. That took most of my time. I haven't even told anybody this. When I was making the most money with you, I also had one of the biggest cases in Miami at the time. It was a human smuggling case that encompassed a bunch of different countries, Canada, Turks and Caicos. So I was doing that case. That was taking up most of my time. And then on the side, I was doing the fitness business, but through the systems you gave us, I was able to save a lot of time training my clients online so that I can maximize the time on the cases, because that was my main priority.
Yeah.
But I was able to still make a good amount of money on the side with the fitness
That's
business.
amazing. So then, I'm assuming, you put the bad guys in jail.
Yeah.
What made you decide to start the podcast?
All this was happening at the same time. I was saving a lot of time on the fitness business off the stuff that you were teaching us as far as like having everything streamlined. When I was doing that, we were doing the podcast and it started to take off on YouTube. I met Fresh right around the same time, but we started actually doing a podcast later on.
Yeah.
And then it started to take off and we were doing it through like StreamYard, which is like Zoom calls.
Right.
So we said, you know what's the next step? And a lot of the money I made from the fitness business, I was able to take and invest into the studio. We dropped about $40,000 into the studio initially.
Cause I'm looking around, I see like way more than $40,000.
Yeah. But to start up, it was like around 40K, and I put up most of the money in the beginning.
You had that money from your online fitness business.
Yeah, because I was making about 6 figures from Uncle Sam at the time. And
You're
then,
welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I was making another 6 figures from With Uncle Sam was around 100 to 120,000, and then the fitness business made me about 150, 160K. So I actually made more with that, with less time.
You were doing rewarding work. I remember you.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I didn't want to leave.
Yeah.
I didn't want to leave, man. What happened was the YouTube starts to blow up, but that comes at a consequence. So they bring me in over at the office. Hey, you can't be talking like this on the internet, because I'm very honest, I don't lie. Basically acknowledging biological facts. They're like, listen, man. And I get it, because as an agent, you're supposed to be unbiased, to be able to testify with no issues. So I was like, and they put me in a position to pick one or the other. You got to suspend your YouTube stuff for a while and your fitness business. I would have to suspend both. They didn't want me doing anything concerning social media and outside employment, because when you work for the government, especially when you have a clearance, a lot of them make you do something called outside employment paperwork. So I had got it cleared, but they revoked it, and they said, so you're no longer able to participate in outside employment. I've never talked about this, so this is exclusive on Brandon Carter's channel. I had to pick and choose, what am I gonna do? And I'm not gonna break the law or break a policy and do it on this. Oh, I hope they don't find out. They're gonna find out and you get in trouble. I'm not gonna lie.
You gotta have integrity. And
exactly.
And the same thing y'all talk about on the pod. You just have integrity.
Exactly. My integrity is actually why so people mad at me, because I don't lie. So I ended up resigning. I left December 4, 2020 was my last day with the government, and then I went full-fledged on this. And luckily, with my fitness business, I had a good amount of money saved.
Come on.
And I was able to take the money that I had from the government, because I had my retirement, I used that to buy my first real estate property. So if I had not made the money from the fitness business, I wouldn't have been able to invest in the studio and have a good cushion to be able to deploy that government savings into my first real estate property, which got me cash flow and springboarded the entire process of getting the podcast funded while simultaneously getting an asset. So I would have a little bit of cushion when I left Uncle Sam. And they always say real estate investing, the first house is the hardest to get. So I paid that thing cash. It was like my childhood home. Paid it off, helped my parents get out of debt, took control of it, had tenants in there. And then luckily the podcast was generating money and the fitness business, and I was able to take that springboard and buy other real estate property and continue investing in business.
And you just keep investing in this podcast.
Yeah, upgrading equipment, cameras, mics, all that other stuff. I wouldn't have gotten into this space of being a content creator without you.
Oh, hey, my man.
You actually paid me a lot to say that.
But if I facilitated it anyway, then it's something I'm proud of, man. And just every time I see y'all, because we became friends when you joined the program.
Yeah.
And we'd hang out when I'd come to Miami. But for me, it's just pride.
It's great just to see like the amount of reach that we've been able to get, man. I wouldn't have been this big or even gotten into this space had I not made it. I'd probably still be an agent. I got 8 properties now.
Cool, man.
17 doors, $3.5 million real estate portfolio. I just got this Rolex. Plain Jane though, of course. I'm not like fresh. I wouldn't be here without you, bro. So thank you so much for that.
Hey, my man.
All right, so I hope you enjoyed that story about the beginnings, the origins of the Fresh and Fit podcast and YouTube channel. And I hope it inspired, right? If you have some dreams or some aspirations, I hope it inspires you to actually go after your dreams or your goals. You might be right now where Myron was a few years ago when I first met him. And if you want some more inspiration and some more information about how to accomplish that, I was actually on Fresh and Fit not long ago, where we went into depth on, exactly how you can accomplish your goals, whatever they may be. And I think you should check it out. The link is in the description. Make sure you like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment. Tell me what you like most about this video, all right? Peace.